The Bali process was established by Australia and Indonesia more than a decade ago to try to halt asylum seeker numbers. It's designed to impose a regional solution on what is a policy headache for many of the nations of Southeast Asia. For months now, Jakarta has been criticising the new Australian government's policy of turning back boatloads of asylum seekers to Indonesia, arguing the Bali process is the best bet. It's a view shared by Hafid Abbas, a member of Indonesia's National Commission on Human Rights. He's been speaking with Beverly O'Connor.
How would you characterise the relationship at the moment between Indonesia and Australia?
Yeah, thank you so much. Indonesia and Australia, as a neighbour, naturally they have to improve their relation, whatever the condition. If Australia would like to engage much bigger relation in Asian continent, Indonesia could be a good partner because we are the core within ASEAN. And very shortly, ASEAN will enter a single community of nations. And Indonesia is quite big within the region, so 60% or so. So Indonesia and Australia could play a much bigger role in the continent to balance China, India, and other parts of the globe.
How difficult do you think Australia's current policy on asylum seekers is for the Indonesian government?
Well, I think the solution is quite simple indeed. If the two nations could bring this issue not merely as a bilateral issue, but it could be, it's a kind of a complex issue indeed. Because there is a source country from Middle East, because of the tension, the political transition over there, there's an exodus of the people because they feel no security in their own homeland. And then there is a country of transitory Indonesia and our neighboring ASEAN. But there's also destination that could be here, Australia. And in 2001, we had the Bali process platform, and this could be a good instrument. Here, I think Indonesia and Australia should perform according to universal standard. And to some degree, the UN should play much better role.
What I'm hearing from you is that you're saying that Australia and Indonesia are really caught in the middle of all of this, that it's up to the international community to try and sort this out.
I think so. Should be much better. Much in external instrument, international standard should be implemented, you see, because that's not wise to take this as a bilateral issue because of the complexity of the nature.
Well, if we look at the fact that you're saying Indonesia is a transit country, do you think Indonesia meets its obligations from a human rights perspective?
Yes, Indonesia indeed, in some degree, this is a transit country, but because of the nature of our population, and Indonesia is a quite large country, then it could be also, in some cases, Indonesia is also destinations.
If we can turn to another matter, and that's the recruitment of Indonesian maids, the fact that that is going to resume after some big difficulties within that. Are you comfortable with the checks and balances that are in place now?
Indonesia should address it comprehensively. Because this is a great, very complicated problem internally. And the way to solve it, again, at the moment, we anticipate much better preparation internally and also with a very strict condition. But again, because of this huge mafia, it's a big business inside within the system. Sometimes we could not control the overall system.
There have been a lot of times when Indonesian maids have made claims against their employers. Do you feel enough has been done to open the door to Saudi Arabian authorities to stop that happening in the future?
Yeah, this is a great lesson learned for Indonesia. You see, as I told you then briefly, that you see, because this is a mafia, you see, they pay for the salary to those illegal migrants. They get benefit because of very low wages, but they only pay 50% then, and they pay later on another 50% after finishing the contract. So to get the benefit, they create problem in the middle of the contract to force them back and created, million and billion of dollars benefit for them because of creating problem, and they will never pay them back. So this is a kind of mafia, and to address this mafia network, Indonesia cannot work in isolation. We need to work with international community to protect this victimization.
Thanks so much for your time.
Mostly welcome, mostly welcome. Thank you.